Hi guys, thanks for watching. Trinity here. How are you guys doing tonight? Tonight's video is going to be geared mostly towards, it's a deck collection video of what I consider my beginner decks that helped me learn the tarot. And I think that these, in my personal opinion, maybe not everybody feels the same way about what they would consider a good beginner deck. My opinion is based off of the Rider-Waite system, is how I compiled these choices. So if the first thing I would do as a beginner that I would recommend is find a system that works for you, that you're comfortable with. If it's the Thoth or the Marseille, then this video might not make any sense to you, or you may not care about decks like these. But if you're looking to read tarot and begin, and you would really like to begin by learning the Rider-Waite, then here's the couple recommendations I have. I would first get this book, The Ultimate Guide to Tarot by Liz Dean. I know you guys have seen this book probably in other videos for beginners. This has everything you need in it. I mean, it's a really great book. It has spreads in it. It gives samples. And it gives a really good breakdown of each individual card, and even will give you an example of how to take, like, say, one of the major arcana and put it down, and then lay other cards around it so you understand. Okay? So that I would do first, okay? The next thing I would do, this is tips that I would recommend if I had a teacher. This is what I would have wanted to hear. What deck do I go get? I want to learn tarot. What deck do I go get? And I want to learn, like, through Rider-Waite. That looks interesting to me. Okay, what do I get? So this is pretty much what that is. So I would go out and I would first get the Rider-Waite. There are many versions of this deck. There are so many. They're all over the internet. This happens to be the Radiant. I didn't like a couple of the other ones, but the Centennial I love, and this one. It's very colorful. This deck is very cheap. Well, actually, the Radiant's a little more money, but the Rider-Waite Tarot is not a very expensive deck. So you would want to look for the Rider-Waite Tarot or Universal Tarot or one of those. This is the first one I would recommend, okay? I would grab that, and if you don't like the imagery, because a lot of times, excuse me, the imagery on the Rider-Waite, some people get very bored with. It's like, it can be kind of stiff and kind of just drab, and a lot of people don't like the looks of it. So there's plenty of other decks out there that you can choose from. The next one I would choose, this is what the backs look like. It's the Morgan Greer. So most of you know this deck, and if you don't, I would be very shocked to hear that. Sorry, but maybe that was just one card. Anyway, I love this deck. I fell in love with this deck, and when I bought these, excuse me, when I bought these, I was already familiar with the tarot, and I wasn't a beginner anymore, but I wanted to have them and work with them because they're excellent for a beginner. These will really help you learn the tarot quickly, and a lot of people love these. If you look at most deck collector videos out there, you're usually going to see this on there, and the Rider-Waite. But those would be the first two that I would say to a beginner, you know, start with these, okay? Then I would grab this one. The images, this is the classical tarot. This is by Barbara Moore, but these are very close to Rider-Waite, but these are much more colorful, and I feel like the characters on this come alive a little better. And trying to get this out of the blur here. See how the faces and everything are really nice, the statues in the pictures. It's not like, I don't know, it's not real old-fashioned looking. I mean, there's some nakedness, but so very close to Rider-Waite, very understandable, very colorful, very fun deck. So that's the classical tarot. This is the Everyday Witch, which most people have in their collection. This is such an adorable deck. I'm not sure. Well, first of all, they're all borderless, okay? So that's a plus to most people. This is a borderless deck. The names are right on the bottom and the numbers. A lot of people like that because it's hard for some people to get the Roman numerals. So the Everyday Witch is another one that is really, really easy to learn with. Now this is just my opinion of what I think are some great beginner decks to learn with, if you want to get familiar. I love my little families. Okay. There's only a couple more guys that I put together that I feel are great to work with. This is my edged version of the Crystal Visions. If you buy this deck, it's going to have a white border that you're going to see on this side and on this side. Some people can live with it. Listen, if you're beginning tarot, it doesn't really matter if you have borders. I only trim certain decks, and it's usually the ones with white borders, because for me it's distracting. But these are really adorable, and they're really fun and easy to learn from. Next one I would recommend is the Druid Craft, and again, this is a trimmed Druid Craft tarot. I took the borders off, but there's still some like green, stony looking stuff. This is another one, very easy, nice feel to it, very nature oriented, great deck. Sorry, some of these are naked. I don't want to offend anybody, but if you have a problem with nudity, then some of these decks might not be for you, but most people they can understand and accept nakedness. It's very natural. Anyway, that's that one. Then I have the Fenestra Tarot that I would recommend as a good beginner deck, because these decks I'm showing as what I think are great beginner decks because they're very close to what the Rider-Waite is like, except that these have a little bit more color in them. You know, they do have a border inside, which I'm not really crazy about. It looks like a doorway on every card, but that's okay. It's still, you get the point. So that's the Fenestra. This deck was like my go-to deck forever. This is called The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. And this one is more, what do they call that? Digital photography? I don't know. Not my favorite type of visualization, the photo or digital photo, whatever you want to call it, imagery. Sorry guys, I have my dog in the room and she's just jumping and bumping into the table. And last but not least, this is Tarot in Wonderland, which I think a lot of you have seen or own. Again, borderless. Love it. And this is a very good and easy, fun way to take an old children's story of Alice in Wonderland and turn it into a tarot deck that's fun and easy to learn with. So there you have it, guys. Some decks that I would recommend to learn with if you're beginning tarot. Okay guys, if you like my channel, hit the like and subscribe button. More videos to come. See you later guys. Bye.